Hello everybody, this is the Rabid Hedgehog, and yes, it has been a while since I've been on my channel, so what have I been up to? Let's get to that explanation real quick on a ride, and let's have some fun. So, what kind of changes am I talking about? That is going to be the topic of this video. Anyway, all of last year, except for the very end of 2018, I was working for the dealerships here in Oklahoma City area for Harley Davidson. I am happily no longer with them. In fact, I'm in an area that I much prefer, as now I am back to being a fully unbiased person once more. Meaning I don't work for the company anymore. I don't work for Harley Davidson. I don't have any Harley Davidson ties anymore except for the motorcycle I ride. So therefore I can be unlimited to what I can actually do. So that's the good news. And that way I don't have anybody claiming bias because I love Harley Davidson. That's the only thing I'm riding. I always give them good reviews. All that fun stuff. All that jazz that can come with that. However, that's not entirely true either. Because when I worked for Harley Davidson, I actually got a very big complaint from a certain somebody that worked for Harley Davidson. Because I pretty much, on my channel, was angry about certain aspects about the new Softail line, and yeah, that's why those videos disappeared for a little bit, and now they are back because I no longer have to deal with them anymore, so I can actually give my honest opinion and not have anybody throw judgment upon me and threaten my job any longer, which is jacked up and wrong because I did that off the clock. All of that was done on lunchtime or after hour that I was not there. So, I'm no longer limited as to what I can ride, no longer limited as to what I can say, and no longer limited to what I can do. So that's the great news. So the motorcycles are going to stay the same this time around as well if I'm actually doing a vlog. So that's going to be my 2015 Harley Davidson Night Rod Special, also known as Rhea. Or Ray, sometimes I refer as both. It's R-H-E-A, so no Star Wars ties there for all those people who think that's what it is. It's actually the Goddess of War. And then there's going to be Pequod, the 2017 Z125 Pro. That is the other bike that I like to ride around. Of course, the one that you saw in the new intros. And I'm going to be working on new intros and things like that, trying to increase the quality. And also my wife's Vulcan S will make appearances because I do ride it during the winter time, like right now, because she does not like cold weather riding. She is a fair weather rider, a very good definition of it, which is alright. I mean, she at least rides, right? So those will be the three bikes that you'll see me on quite frequently, but I will also be borrowing from other friends, and also they will be joining as well, hopefully during the ride events that are to come. So far, there is a BMW riding event that's coming up in the last part of April of this year. So that means I'll be able to ride the BMW motorcycles, hopefully finally get to ride an R9T. I've been desperately wanting to do that for a little bit. So hopefully I get my my paws on one of those, because that has been a long time thing coming to me. Because I really do like the R9T. I think they're fantastic looking motorcycles. They're fantastic sounding. I like sitting on them, looking at them and everything whenever I get a chance to be around them. But I've never had a chance to ride one just because of weird circumstances or things. Also partially because I work for Harley and I kind of knew. And maybe, hopefully, I can get some people to let me, join up with them. And that's another thing I'm going to be working on as well, is the quality and formatting of the channel. So, with that being said, I will be doing more reviews that are going to be hopefully better and more informative reviews. So far, all of my reviews are pretty much the same. I get out to the dealership, usually during a ride event, and ride a motorcycle straight through and just talk about what I'm feeling right then and there. So, hopefully I'll be able to make some good connections with the dealerships, let them know who I am, what I'm doing, and that way they will actually provide some motorcycles that I can ride for them and not necessarily be a part of them, but be able to actually get their name out there still, but not take anything in return except for the ride. That's what I want to do for sure. I know that a lot of the bigger motovloggers have a shot at doing that, and it helps out that group, and hopefully I can explain to them that it's a good thing for them as well. Also, I'm working to see if a manufacturer will be willing to help out as well. And I started a Patreon page as well, so that way I can really increase things as well. Because it is expensive to run a YouTube channel. Whoa, we got a lot of junk on the road here. Oh, get through there. So anyway, I opened up a Patreon, and I'll be making adjustments to it as well as we go along because I'm new to it, so I'll change up goals and all the fun things that go with Patreon. But basically what I'm going to use it for is to run this channel, to help afford the equipment and everything, because I do want to continue to do all the reviews, including gear reviews, including, you know, new helmets, new gloves, new jackets, and also other items as well. And also be able to do giveaways for the fans like you, especially the ones that are willing to support this channel. And I'll be designing some new t-shirts and everything. So I do want to get out there and be a little bit more involved in the community and get a little bit more involved in the videos, but I do need some support. I have increased the abilities that I've had over the past few years. I've been working on new technology, new green screen, new other things that I've been able to put into the production, and hopefully will increase the way it looks in terms of how the quality of it is. Make sure that that's taken care of, and make sure that, wow, that's running a red light and a half. Anyway, so making sure that the, hello, that's different. A car lane splits with you instead of the motorcycle lane splitting with you. Anyway, so let's get all thrown off. So anyway, I want to create better content and better quality and everything. Now the one thing is, for the helmet camera, it will always be this Hero 4 Silver until they make something better. And also my AS100Vs, because those are really good camcorders. They've done very good this whole time I've had them. I don't have any complaints with them, and the quality of them come out very good for being, you know, so small and on a motorcycle. However, my off shots will be now handled by a 4K Panasonic unit. It's handheld twin cam type camera system, so I can even do picture-in-picture. And also, if there's people with me, it can handle multiple different camera feeds at the same time in one picture, so as long as it's connected wirelessly. So that's actually kind of an awesome feature. So when I include other people during the ride events, we'll be able to discuss the motorcycles and have the video and everything. That will be kind of cool to do. So that being said, that's the changes I'm working on very heavily. So, you know, I do appreciate everybody who supported me so far. And I know the gentleman that has donated the time and the effort to help us out and actually help buy the Panasonic camcorder, the Rode microphone, and also originally this GoPro Hero 4. I appreciate you. You know who you are. I know you want to remain anonymous, but you're still awesome. So I still want to give you a shout out and appreciate all you've done and still believing in me and everything, even though it has been a little bit of an off year. But I'm looking forward to growing this channel, growing the subscriber base, growing the quality and the content, and working with you guys. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. If you guys are any dealers out here in Oklahoma City, please get in contact with me. I'll be loving to go out and do videos with you, set up a production, and have fun. And that way we can actually work together and get some good content out there, get your name out there, get your bikes out there. You know, good or bad, indifferent, whatever it is. I definitely want to work with everybody that I can, because I want to get this passion about motorcycles out to everyone. And the reason being is because we all know and we've all heard that the millennial generation just simply does not ride motorcycles, and that's simply not true. I do know quite a few millennials that do ride motorcycles. I do know that what they're going after. They're not looking for an expensive brand new bike. A lot of them actually are buying the used motorcycles that are out there, because let's face it, this market is saturated. You have the baby boomers aging out. You have the economy downturning, so people call these toys. So they basically do not want to buy any more toys. They want to keep it simple, so they get rid of the motorcycles in their life instead of keeping them, which is sad, because motorcycles truly can be an everyday tool. And that's what I really want to focus on as well is not only the sport, but the utility of the motorcycle. Because as I'm talking right now, I am leaving work. This is my commuter. This morning was 22 degrees. It is survivable. All you got to do is invest in the gear. And if you really truly enjoy and have a passion for what you're going to do and riding, then you're going to definitely be able to find a way to ride in everything, in every condition, in every place. So you'll see on my hands, I have these rocket burners. These are perfect for this weather. They're battery operated heated glove that I've been using now for about a year. And I've rode in just about any temperature setting you can think of. And to be honest, they've been absolutely brilliant. Yes, the battery doesn't last as long as it could, about an hour max on your maximum heat setting. So you do have a little bit of a thing if they're not connected to the bike, but that's the thing. Usually if you're commuting, your max commute isn't too long. It's usually at maximum 30 minutes, 40 minutes, so the gloves will last. Bring your charger with you, make sure they're charged up for the ride home, and you're good to go. So they're a brilliant thing to have, and like I said, you're going to find a way. I've even updated my jacket, as many of you will notice, that I'm now up to an Alpine Star Megaton jacket, and this thing is phenomenal. It is great protection. It has padding everywhere, better armor than my Fly, better armor than my Still and Strength, better armor than my Harley jackets, all the ones I've had before. This jacket is by far the best, breathes better, has basically 4-season ability. You're able to take out the liner all the way to the mesh part of it, where you can add in the rainproof liner. I mean, it's got so much versatility that it's an awesome jacket. I found it on sale amazingly for like half price, so I couldn't say no to it. And if it's going to protect me more, I'm always going to get better armor, better protection. So there's also those updates as well, and I'll be doing reviews on the jackets and stuff in detail later on, especially after I clean them up, because I've had this jacket now for probably about 4 months now, 5 months or somewhere in there. It was just before December, so I guess it's been since November, so I guess 4 months now. And it has been phenomenal. I mean, it's been a great jacket. I've used it in all conditions here, because Oklahoma, you can have a 70-degree day at random or 80-degree day in January still, because we don't know what winter is here. So just great stuff all around. I appreciate everybody who's hanging on so far. I'll continue to make content the best I can, and I'll continue to try to announce where I'm going to be at as days come up. And with your support through Patreon, like I said, I'll be working on t-shirt designs. I'll be working on better equipment. I'll be working on gear to review. Also working on getting people involved in travel and everything. So basically, this Patreon is not for me to live on. It is to provide for basically feeding the motorcycle and make sure it's maintained. Make sure that my travel ability is there, so that way if there is a event, say in Tulsa or Lawton or maybe a sister state like Texas or Kansas, that I'll be able to go up there and hit them up, because to be honest, Oklahoma doesn't bring in as many people as some of those states do, because we're just not that big in terms of the market. A lot of people think that. So this is the first year we've had a BMW truck. As far as I know, for years and years we haven't had a Honda truck. So that's why I've never really got to ride a Honda, because also the dealerships around here, they keep their bikes empty and no battery. So that way you have to pretty much, well, go, here's my credit application, I'm buying this bike, ride it, come back, no, I don't want it, but you wasted your credit. You know, that's messed up. So, oh, and also that thing on my handlebar there, that's brand new, and it's shaking around a ton. So I'm assuming the video on that 360 Fly 4K is going to be terrible. But I will be finding a way to use that as well. I traded for this little device. I traded some computer components from a gaming computer. He had this lying around and said that he never used it for like a year. So it's been in his basically basement for so many months. It was covered in dust in its little capsule, but never opened. So I got it going, and I'm just trying it out today. So eventually you'll see this worked into this whole shenanigans eventually. So at any rate, please tell me what you guys want to see coming up this year, especially when we get to riding season. It's going to be still a little bit kind of hit and miss here, because it is February in Oklahoma. Today is 62, tomorrow is 63. and then Saturday is 27 with the possibility of freezing rain. That's how Oklahoma goes in the winter. So there's going to be hit and miss videos coming up in the next few months, in the next few weeks. But whenever we get into spring, let me know, and I'll be happy to try to do everything I can. And like I said, hop on over to Patreon, and I'll start setting up the exclusives and everything this year, and we'll be keeping in touch there. Keep that shiny side up, folks. Have a good one.